Guess who's back? Back again. It's me, Harrison Graham, here on Chicago Bears Now, and the grind never stops. It never stops. And the reason we're doing another video is Luke Getsy. He's going to be the offensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears. Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter reporting it as the Packers are promoting their offensive line coach to OC. That clears the path for Getsy to come to Chicago and call plays. Which I think he was going to do anyway. And plus, looks like the Broncos are going to try and poach the Packers tight ends coach. So a lot of staff changes coming in Green Bay. So that's a positive for Chicago as well. But Luke Getsy going to be the next offensive coordinator for your Chicago Bears. Before we break down the news, like this video if you are excited about the moves that the Bears are making. GM, head coach, assistant GM, which we broke down a few hours ago, and now an offensive coordinator all appear to be in place. Like the video if you're fired up about what the Bears are doing with this new regime. So Luke Getsy, the offensive coordinator, we've talked about him in a couple of videos over the last few days, but we'll kind of talk about him a little bit more here. He's been in Green Bay over 7 of the last 8 years. 2014 to 15, he was an offensive quality control coach. Then he became a receivers coach in 2016 and 17. Left for a year to call plays and be the offensive coordinator for Mississippi State in 2018. Came back in 2019 as the quarterbacks coach in Green Bay, and then added passing game coordinator to his title over the last couple of years. Now he gets his first opportunity to be an NFL play caller while he got to call plays at Mississippi State back in 2018. So some play calling experience, but first time as an NFL offensive coordinator and an NFL play caller. So obviously that will be something new for him, but this is someone who's highly regarded. Nathaniel Hackett would have liked to bring him to Denver. The Packers would have liked to keep him, but he wanted to call plays. And the Bears, Matt Eberflus, Ryan Poles, they are allowing him and offering him the opportunity to do that. And now this is the guy that Justin Fields is going to get to work with. Luke Getsy, who had a heavy impact on a RPO offense, especially in recent years in Green Bay, which obviously Aaron Rodgers mastered at a very high level. And I think you'll see a lot of RPO concepts with Chicago here. And I think that's something that fits Justin Fields' needs tremendously, because Fields is a great play action quarterback. RPOs keep defenses off balance because you can hand the ball off to David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert, or Fields can pull it and make a quick read. And I think you'll see some heavy play action concepts as well and challenge opposing defenses vertically downfield. So I'm fired up about this. I think this is going to be a good move. There were certainly good candidates out there, and we'll talk about Pep Hamilton and also Joe Brady. Still some rumors and reports circulating around those guys as well. But I'm fired up, and I think you guys should be as well. Grade the hire of Luke Getsy, A, B, C, D, or F. This will be the pinned comment on today's video. So if you get hit with the YouTube ad break, let us know down in the comments. And then when the ad is done playing, we'll break down the Getsy move and talk about some other news and rumors around this team. Okay, I'm going to give it like a B+. I think it's a good hire. Never called plays in the NFL, so, there's always some risk there. But I think that everything up to this point on paper has looked really good so far for the Bears. Luke Getsy was a guy that is an up-and-comer in this league. Packers players have spoken highly of him, and I think there's reason to believe that he's going to be a really good young play caller. I mean, this guy's only 37 years old. This is a guy that probably wants to be a head coach one day. So he knows he needs to come in here, call plays well, and make himself an attractive name in future head coaching cycles. And we talked about it when Matt Eberflus got this head coaching job, that hiring a good offensive coordinator and getting that hire right was going to be critical. And now, hopefully that is the case. And hey, it doesn't hurt that you take a guy away from your biggest rival in the Green Bay Packers. Like that is a good thing in itself. Now, I'm not saying that's why you hire someone, but it's a nice added bonus. I mean, Green Bay is going to have to revamp their entire offensive staff pretty much. At least that's how it's looking. over the past couple of days based on Hackett leaving and now Getsy. Looks like the tight ends coach could be gone as well. So we'll see what happens with Green Bay. But for Chicago, you get a new offensive coordinator in here. You get a young up-and-comer that is highly regarded around the NFL. I mean, he interviewed for the Broncos head coaching job, and sure, that might have been a courtesy because they had an eye on Nathaniel Hackett. But still, I mean, that tells me enough that he is highly regarded. And now it'll obviously come down to him and his schemes and how he can fit around Justin Fields. And I think the key with him is to build the Justin Fields strengths, not just to have, hey, this is my concepts, Fields, you need to make it work in it. No, he needs to be a guy that can adjust to what Justin Fields wants to do. Again, play action, RPOs, utilize mobility, get the ball out of his hands, challenge teams downfield. Like I think get Fields on the perimeter. Those are all areas that I want to see this offense go toward in upcoming seasons. And just because he's coming from Green Bay, it doesn't mean this team's not going to run the football. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon were key engines to that offense up there in Green Bay. So I think David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert, hopefully Tariq Cohen will be big pieces of this offense still. This is not going to be some air raid offense. This is going to be a balanced attack, both running and throwing the football, which that's what it needs to be because you have good runners on this roster. Subscribe to the channel. 3 videos in one day. We do it because we love you guys, and we break down the latest Bears news and rumors. We'll continue to do that. YouTube.com/Bears Now. That is the link to share with a buddy. But let's keep this train rolling. Let's keep this channel humming by continuing to grow. Subscribe. It's free. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So Luke Getsy, the offensive coordinator in Chicago. Now, coaching rumors continue to circulate as this thing is really fast. I mean, up to the minute coverage here on Bears Now. That's why you subscribe. David Kaplan of NBC Sports Chicago says he's reporting that it sounds like Pep Hamilton will stay in Houston, which probably tells me that Hamilton, for him to come on board, it was going to be OC or bust. Now, maybe that changes. Maybe Houston hires someone and that person doesn't want to keep Hamilton. And then maybe you circle back and he's the QB's coach because the Texans still are looking for a head coach. Might be former Bears quarterback Josh McCown, who knows. But for now, it looks like Hamilton probably won't be joining staff, but I wouldn't completely shut the door on that. But one smoking Jay, I think it's pretty unlikely. Now, Joe Brady. Joe Brady buzz circulating out there. Jeff Hughes of the Bears blog has talked about it. You've seen some other rumors circulate on the internet around him that you could bring him in as the quarterback's coach, which, hey, I'm in. I think he could help bring some of those Saints vertical passing attacks. He was on that coaching staff, under Sean Payton for years before he got the LSU gig and then really helped turn Joe Burrow into a superstar. Now, superstar quarterbacks tend to emerge regardless, but I think Joe Burrow grew quickly because of Joe Brady. So I think that you bring a guy like that in here to work directly with Fields and not have to worry as much about the play calling, but still give valuable input because he has called plays with the Carolina Panthers, albeit it didn't go super well. Now, I would blame that somewhat on Sam Darnold this year, but that's neither here nor there. You get him in as the quarterback's coach to work with Getsy and Fields. I think that's a promising staff there. And what I like about it, too, starting with Getsy, because he's for sure on board here, barring some last-minute change. 37 years old, Joe Brady, a young guy in his 30s, too. You get these guys in here that can connect with the young quarterback in the NFL. I like that quite a bit. I think Fields needs someone he can relate to, and he needs clear direction. And I think you're going to get that with this coaching staff. This is going to be a no-nonsense coaching staff that knows how to win. And by the way, like Getsy, Joe Brady has experienced winning at LSU with the Saints. So this staff is building winners. That's a big part of what they're doing here. Ryan Poles, Super Bowl champion as an exec with the Chiefs. Matt Eberflus, several playoff appearances with the Colts and the Cowboys. So, this is a staff that has been a part of winning that's starting to come together here, and I really, really like that. Would you like Joe Brady as the quarterback's coach? Give me a Y for yes, give me an N for no. I would certainly be down. I would like it. There's other names out there. Brad Biggs, by the way, let me pull up my phone here. He mentioned another name here as a potential quarterback's coach target. Let me see if I can find it here. Give me just 1 second as I'm looking this up on the fly. The Vikings quarterbacks coach Andrew Janoko, who held the same position for the Vikings this past season. He actually played under or at the University of Pittsburgh when Getsy was a grad assistant there. So there's a connection there. He mentioned him as a possible quarterbacks coach. So we'll see if he's someone that could get in the mix. But things are happening quick. I like that the Bears didn't do this press conference until Monday. That way, Eberflus and Poles could get straight to work on this coaching staff. And the front office, we already saw Ian Cunningham be announced by the Bears as the assistant GM. So things are moving. We have up-to-date coverage here on Bears Now. No other channels doing it like we are. So again, please subscribe. Follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter at HGramNFL for more updates as well. That's all for now. I'm guessing that's the last video of the night, but hell, who the heck knows at this point because things are happening quickly. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you soon here on the channel.